Hi, welcome to the HolidayLynn. I am your host, Evelyn, where I read strange stories from all corners of the internet. So if you are into that kind of content, I would suggest you like, share, and subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you are notified every time I do post a new video. With that being said, let's go ahead and get started on today's video. So I'm sure you have all heard of the Charles Manson murders, as have I. But recently, I came across a book called Chaos, where this book might expose a little bit more of what might have really happened with the Charles Manson murders. So I'm just going to go ahead and get right on into that story. So the strange case of Charles Manson and the CIA LSD research. Charles Manson and his murderous cult made their mark on American pop culture, even inspiring the 2019 Quentin Tarantino film Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Decades after the cult gained notoriety, however, new evidence emerged suggesting a secret CIA program to research the effects of psychedelic drugs may have contributed to the Mansons' rise to infamy. Its home on an old movie set of the outskirts of Los Angeles became a haven for runaways, drug addicts, and mischiefs, several of whom were minors. The Manson family shocked America in 1969 when some of its members carried out 9 gruesome murders in Los Angeles. Among the victims was American actress and model Sharon Tate, who was 8.5 months pregnant. The staggering brutality of the so-called crime of the century captured America's attention, as did the subsequent murder trial. Courtroom spectacle featured outbursts and threats by defendants with swastikas carved into their foreheads. The killers smeared political messages in their victims' blood, including the words Helter Skelter, the misspelled name of a popular Beatles song. Consequently, America faced a new reality in which harmless hippies suddenly appeared as a harbinger of horror. For its part, the U.S. government was already distrustful of hippies. They were too communist, too leftist, too anti-racist, too anarchist, and too feminist. After Manson's widely publicized trial, public opinion seemed to align accordingly. By 1967, Manson, then 32 years old, had spent half of his life in prison for myriad crimes, including raping a boy. Following his parole that year from California's Terminal Island prison, Manson ultimately made his way north to San Francisco. While in the Bay Area, Manson's inglorious life path took a turn for the truly bizarre, intersecting with 4 different CIA-funded drug research studies. His participation in 2 has since been confirmed. Manson's parole officer, a Berkeley doctoral student named Roger Smith, was part of the federally funded program researching LSD and drug use among San Francisco's population. His position as a parole officer allowed Smith to provide an element of immunity to his unwitting research subjects. Although he had the power to send Manson back to prison for violating the terms of his parole, Smith never reported the cult leader's numerous infractions. Thus, Manson remained free and hooked on drugs. Roger Smith's tenure at a Haight-Ashbury Free Medical Clinic allowed him to collaborate with David Smith, no relation between the two, a medical doctor with pharmaceutical experience and the founder of the clinic. In exchange for federal funding, courtesy of the CIA, the pair researched recreational drug use among their patients. Soon enough, the clinic's doctor and clinicians began to recognize the frequent presence of young runaways and addicts who belonged to the Manson's cult. An assistant researcher named Alan Rose took the initiative to visit the Manson family's Los Angeles compound, where he used drugs and participated in bizarre sexual rites. After 4 months of immersive research, Rose returned to San Francisco. In 1970, Rose and David Smith co-authored the first scholarly study of the Manson's family, the Group Marriage Commune, a case study. Another of the clinic's research, Louis Jolly West, ran a clandestine study about LSD and drugs among hippies. A CIA psychologist with a background in deprogramming victims of brainwashing, West refitted a dilapidated Victorian home near the Haight-Ashbury Free Medical Clinic as a fake hippie crash pad, a ploy to study drug addiction and homelessness. West worked for CIA chemist Sidney Gottlieb, head of the MK Ultra program. Under Gottlieb's watch, this sordid CIA operation administered LSD to unwitting subjects, attempted to synthesize the ultimate truth serum, and persuade quixotic research into creating the perfect assassin and implanting false memories. After working for Gottlieb at Lackland Air Force Base in Texas at the University of Oklahoma, West moved to San Francisco, where he met Roger Smith and David Smith and discovered their work at the Hyatt-Ashbury Free Medical Clinic to fund its various LSD research programs in San Francisco, including a brothel. The CIA exploited several medical research organizations. A 1976 investigation by the New York Times revealed that the CIA had collaborated with the National Institute of Mental Health, the foundations funded for research in Psychiatric Incorporated, and the Geschäft Fund for Medical Research, using them as fronts to conceal its involvement. The CIA terminated MK Ultra in 1973. Well, I feel like that's just what they say. A year later, his madness worsened by the CIA's irresponsible LSD research. Some argue it came to its fruition. Researching his book, O'Neill uncovered evidence that Los Angeles area law enforcement investigators mishandled multiple aspects of the Manson case. O'Neill also claimed that the Los Angeles Police Department destroyed records from the 1969 homicide investigation. However, the author concedes that attorney Vincent Bergliosi, so that's Vincent Bergliosi, a prosecutor in the Manson family murder trial, may simply have forgotten to return the documents, which he used to write his 1976 book on the Manson family, Helter Skelter. Bergliosi's book established the defense historical narrative regarding the 1969 murders, notably excluding the CIA's central role. In Chaos, however, O'Neill refutes many of Bergliosi's assertions. In fact, Stephen Kay, who co-prosecuted the Manson murder trial with Bergliosi, told O'Neill that the uncovered evidence in Chaos could be enough to overturn the original verdicts. Politics surrounding the hypothetical retrial, as well as the inevitable media fallout, would certainly present the CIA with a public relations disaster. Moreover, investigators still suspect that the Manson's acolytes may have participated in as many as 12 other unsolved murders. A damning aside, should the courts ultimately rule that the CIA's LSD research programs played a role in inciting the Manson family's 1969 murders. That is for today's story. This one is a strange one. The strange case of Charles Manson and the CIA's LSD research. Feel free. I'll go ahead and leave everything linked down below, including this article and the book Chaos. So if you do want to check them out, go for it. Also, leave in the comments any video suggestions that you may want to check out or want me to cover in the future. I am still setting up my schedule. I'm going to be trying to post twice a week. But yeah, so until next time, I will definitely catch you guys. Bye.